A warm welcome to all the participants of today's evening program. I would like to introduce myself as Architect T.S. Kavita, Director of JAYA School of Architecture, the moderator of the day. We at JAYA School of Architecture take great privilege to present to you our Decode series of webinars to share the progressive facets of today's design trends with the fraternity. We intend to keep it short and sweet. Dr. Satish Kumar P. is the pivot of our institution. He has been dynamic personality in the forefront of the Architectural Professional League for the past 25 years after graduating in architecture in 1997. He completed his Master of Architecture from School of Architecture and Planning, Chennai in 2001, and he achieved his doctoral degree in architecture in 2018, followed by his postdoctoral fellowship in architecture in 2021. His eminence in academics and his leadership qualities are known to all of us. We are proud to have you as our guide and leading sir. I now request Dr. P. Satish Kumar to deliver the welcome address to the gathering.
Thank you very much, madam. A special thanks to Professor Raagav for being here with us today. He's a very dynamic, efficient and eminent personality. Before getting into Raagav, I wish to thank the Dean, Professor Anita, and the Director, Professor Kavita, for taking up a swift actions and doing this process. For anybody here, I wish to tell you, the purpose of doing this webinar is only to promote or create awareness and understand what is happening today during these pandemic times and where do we stand and what is that we are trying to do. And we have lost many lives, health, property, prosperity, values or whatever during these times. We were thinking that it's going to be 1 year or 2 years now. This is the third year and we are in the third wave. Very difficult times, but still we did not lose our hope and we are working very sincerely towards our betterment of the profession. And when we all from JAYA School of Architecture were discussing about how to take things forward, not only for our institution, but also for other institutions across the country, we wish to identify the experts in the country. And the first one I referred is Mr. Raagav. For anybody here, I wish to tell you, Raagav is a very dynamic and intelligent personality, architect. Even though we know at least for about 5-6 years time, the association with me to Raagav is something amazing. And I'm very sure after hearing his presentation, you also admire the eminence what he has within him. And of course, he's a very bright future and excellent qualities throughout. And moreover, in the outcome of this presentation, you will also understand that whatever we are talking about here is something great and very interesting. And I'm very sure, I also request Raagav that this is getting shared through YouTube and Facebook and also in all the social medias. And we will be separating this across the country or across the world with about 2,000, 2,500 database, whatever we have. And the whole idea is to generate the knowledge of whatever inbuilt within you, and we would like to share it across anybody and everybody. So that's the whole idea behind it. And I also thank each and every one of you who have joined here and taken your special time to hear from Mr. Raagav. And the title is also very excellent. I was so happy after hearing it from Anita Madam, Designing for the Future and Learning from the Past. That's an excellent title. Learning from the past is the one which is very, very important because that's a great experience, whether good or bad. And without that learning from the past, we cannot proceed towards the future. And that's the one what exactly Professor Raagav is going to share it to us. Welcome, Professor Raagav, for your valuable time and to this particular forum. This is going to be a great opening for anybody here, for all of us to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I would like to introduce our dynamic speaker of the day, Architect Centhur Raagav Nagendra. Our guest speaker of the day graduated with Masters in Advanced Architecture at Institute of Advanced Architecture of Catalonia, Barcelona, where he explored the ideas of material, research, and design computation that harmoniously culminated in a thesis about graphene and its architectural application in flexible skin for architecture and its variants. During his undergraduation, his idea of exploring radical design ideas and articulating the architectural spaces encouraged him to participate on various national level competitions, and he had won the first place in InStyle as well. In addition to broadening his knowledge at IAAC Barcelona, he developed technical, parametric, prototyping, fabrication, and research skills as well. Also, he has conducted lectures in TED Talks on responsive architecture, encouraging students to scout into it. I now welcome architect Centhur Raagav to present to us about designing for the future, learning from the past. The dais is yours, sir. Hearty welcome to the stage.
It's always a pleasure to meet Dr. Satish sir, and it was a pleasure connecting to the dean and the ma'am as well. She was very dynamic and very vibrant, and the way the invite was, I was taken aback by the energy and the positive vibe. So I said, okay, anything for Dr. Satish sir. It was good. It was for a good cause and for a good note. And like what Dr. Satish sir said, our association from the first meeting, it has been very positive, very active, and very few among all the academicians around the world are so dynamic, and Dr. Satish sir is one among them. And I wish JAYA School of Architecture a great time ahead. And without any further delay, thank you for the amazing introduction as well, Kavita ma'am. I will go ahead and share the screen for the audience now. There has been like two cycles in our lives. That is working with robots, working with drones, working with machines, and working with 3D printers at Barcelona, at France, at California. So that is where our training, our knowledge is all from. But our past is really strong, and I learned architecture. We learned architecture from our own heritage, from our own culture. So there is so much to learn. So what, as a practice, we do at our firm is that we try to mix futuristic emerging trends of architecture with vernacular architecture. So we try to fuse vernacular architectural, vernacular materials with latest technologies. We use a lot of parametric tools. We sort of work with most of the experts around the world. So to give a journey of where we are starting from, right from Vienna to having presented and worked with the mayor of Barcelona, with the industry experts like the structural engineers from Delhi, from UK, from Egypt. Last year we had an opportunity. We were collaborating with Carlo Ratti as well when we had a session with Patrick, the UN. And the last one was with Google and Apple at California. So these collaborations in the past and the kind of exposure our sort of studio has helps us to helps us to collaborate and then take this further to the next stage. So right now you're seeing just a parapet wall where you have opportunity to explore parametric architecture, which just bricks. That is I think the basic component of a building. So we started this particular project, what we are going to show. This we haven't shown to the world. This is the first time we are exposing it to the external world. This is a very pet project to our office. We worked on it day and nights. because with the kind of manpower we have, with the kind of infrastructure we have, with the kind of situation we are going through, and COVID is not with working with COVID, logistics was not easy task. So this particular project, what you see is like we said, is a dialogue between vernacular materials like bricks, stones, and the designing and the execution tools were all technologically very advanced, in the sense that we were using Grasshopper, we were using a lot of parametric languages to code, and at site we were having drawings which were sort of very self-explanatory. And right now we are looking at drones to place bricks. We are now looking at robots to place bricks. So we are trying to bring in advanced architecture with the sense of collaborating with human and modern technologies, but it's also a dialogue between both. Here you see each brick is moved or in the x-axis by almost 2 centimeters. So this kind of explorations, this kind of sort of a fusion of architecture, we are trying to bring in, take an inspiration from what we learned from the past, from maybe like amazing architects like Laurie Baker. We are looking at Mistri, Shahrukh. I personally, my guru was Shahrukh. So we have a lot of sustainability in and a lot of craftsmanship. We respect local craftsmen, but then the kind of exposure what we have from Spain, from Gaudi, from Antonio Gaudi, that is always there in our minds. So we try to bring in and fuse technology and a sort of a culmination between both. So what you're seeing here is all sort of lot of parameters keeps changing in everything, from the diameter of the pots to the diameters of the bottles, to the angle, to the so all these parameters are possible only by the exposure and by the training of these parametric tools, what we sort of follow within our studio. And I think play of light is something which is really significant. We always respect light. We like, just like I think that is one of the souls. How do we bring in light, and how do we play with light? That is the basic goal. But we know in what we have in front of site. Whenever we go to site, it becomes like a workshop, and our studio is kind of very flexible. We have people from various backgrounds at various points of time. And when we were working on this project, it was all work from home. So it was all collaborating from different parts of the country, different parts of the world. We have had people from Argentina. We have had people from Egypt. We have had people from Dubai, working from remote places and trying to learn something new, trying to learn something. So each brick, what you see, is moving 13 degrees. And it sorts of creates a rhythm, sorts of creates a movement in the facade. We don't stop there. We sort of use a lot of these parametric tools to make product designs. So even if it's a false ceiling, even if it's a facade, maybe it's a sari design, maybe it's a furniture design, we sort of trying to bring something new. We create algorithms. We use these algorithms in different products. So on the left side, what you see is a tribal algorithm. What we have transformed it into a triangular facade onto a boutique. On the right side is a pixel art. So that we have taken it from images of various forms of animals and tried to portray it onto false ceiling. But the end user does not understand all these algorithms. The end user does not care about what coding we do. For him or her, it should be aesthetical, but we add value to that project, and whatever possible way we can a boundary with the limited amount of resources. We do workshops with like people from now last workshop was with the KRVIA Kamala Raheja school, where third year, fourth year, we were exploring parametric and kinetic facades with digital fabrication. So these are all my students' works who were very motivated enough to start digital fabrication from undergraduation. And this is another kinetic research studio where video is not playing, but I'm not able to play this video. But each of these components sorts of opens out and closes on. And unfortunately, I'm not able to play the video on this presentation, but it's available on our Instagram, and it's available on our Facebook page. This is quite an interesting research what we are doing. So all these what you see here are sort of being done at a smaller scale as prototypes, and this we convert them to large scale projects. So right now we're working on facades where we scale it up from the small scale to large scale, and not stopping ourselves just for monetary benefits, not just for clients. Last year during the COVID, we saw doctors struggling to have their PPE kits. So as a support to the government, we designed parametric pandemic suits. So this allowing a lot of air into the pandemic suits. They have microchips which can attend phone calls. They don't have to remove. They have water facility connected through pipes, and they have enough of ventilation. So that is a major concern, and I believe what we give back to the society, and the society at one point gives back to us. So and we work on a lot of these public space designs. This is an approach road to the airport. This is another approach road at Coimbatore. We're working with a lot of public buildings. So this is what I was saying. No, we always work with and whatever opportunity we sort of get or in a way, we try to utilize that and learn from it. So while working with this particular project, it was designed in 1892. So we had to revamp it. And so we had to learn what is British architecture, what is the exact style. We had to sort of go back to the past and then design for the future. And this is I think one of the most unique projects what we are currently working on. On the left side is the design, and on the right side is what we last time went to site. This is a particular farm where the vision was to not even cut even one particular tree. So there are almost 120 trees within this particular campus, and not even one particular tree is disturbed. The entire structure is designed around the trees, and not many people will have the courage, the acceptance to have this sort of a crazy idea to buy. But we had sort of the client and our firm had a similar philosophy, and this particular project was an experiment because the material what we have used here is sort of a brick made out of clay from the side, and these bricks are dried in the sun for almost 30 days, and these are all interlocked. So there is no mortar, very less mortar, and it is almost 30% cheaper than the normal construction. So quite an economical way for the client. And this is going to be a Airbnb tourism project to attract tourism and to bring in a lot of eco-tourism into South. And right now, of late, we are interested in colonial architecture and Renaissance. This particular project, if I don't say where we have done it, I think people would not be able to guess it, whether it is in Dubai or it is in Europe or it is in India. So this particular project, we sort of understood what is composite materials to fuse in steel with concrete and bricks. But you won't be able to realize which is steel, which is concrete, which is brick. It is all amalgamation of materials. And I think we sort of used digital fabrication. So all that, what you see, all these sort of screens are all digitally fabricated with CNC robots. All these small elements are all fabricated with the robots, and just the shell is done with manual labor. So it's quite an interesting, unique mix of digital fabrication and manual and manpower. So this is another parametric architecture project which we did for Kuwait, for the Kuwaitis, a 7-star hotel facade project where we have explored the maximum amount of lighting and dynamism. And this project is one of the largest warehouses in South India, where entirely we have done it with steel, and the scale of the project is quite humongous to handle. And so you see myself walking, and you can imagine the height of the structure. So it is one of the largest warehouses for storing manufacturing elements. This is during the previous COVID. We had an opportunity to work with German villas, the kind of standards, the kind of finishes what they expect, from digital world to steel and then to construction. So we sort of bring in transformation from digital world to construction world. And right now, I think we are accessible to the world. So if you type in A+R Architects, I think you will be able to access us from WhatsApp, from Facebook, from Google, from our e-commerce store. We have sort of changed our business model. I think if you go to our website, I will be sharing you links of our website. I will be sharing you pages of our website. We have started giving in a lot of free value back to the society. So if you go to our YouTube channel and do subscribe so that you get all these free content. We show in what a day in life of an architect is. We tell you where to buy cheap products. We tell you how to follow Vastu. We have conducted a lot of videos. We have posted a lot of videos on for students. What are the different techniques to follow, and what is the process behind each project? All that we sort of put it on YouTube for all youngsters and the fraternity to look at. And to get real-time updates, it takes time for us to post on YouTube or our website. We have real-time updates. I think every day we have an amazing team behind us. It is not just me. We have people who support, who are behind the scenes. I'm just a representation sitting in front of you. We have an amazing team. Even today's presentation, it is not possible within a day to sort of make it done. Whatever you are seeing here is all my team back helping me to put it forward. Architects, engineers, business management people, marketing, and structural background. So it is always a sort of a team effort, like the Coimbatore commissioner. I think the Minister for public development. All these people have, support us in terms of accepting new ideas, in terms of accepting a new vision. So we are being able to put that forward. For just to motivate youngsters, this particular picture, what you see here, is a very small project compared to whatever we have been doing. But that particular day, when they had invited me for the housewarming, I didn't know, I haven't met the client and I have not interacted much with the, but it was a Sunday, and it was usually Sundays are a bit lazy. And when I go to the site for the housewarming, I get introduced to the real client, and I meet that particular person, very young person, whom you see here, sharing the photo, and I myself introduced to him as, okay, architect Raagav from so and so, and all that story. And he introduces himself. So he says, I am commando from the Indian Army, and I am on the border of Kashmir, LOK. So that is the which one? It is the Pakistan occupied Kashmir part, and he's trying to safeguard us. So he's the commando, saving one of the important core persons to safeguard India and to prevent people from Pakistan to enter. And he was so overwhelmed, and he was so happy that I could help his family to have their dream home. And that particular day, I felt content for taking up architecture, and I felt glad. I could help someone who is fighting for the country, and who's fighting the kind of freedom what we have, the kind of space what we have, the kind of luxury we are living in, is because of these commandos, is because of these people who sacrifice their lives. And a small part of it, 0.00001%, as architects or planners, as designers, we could help them and try to bring their dream out. I thought, okay, it is not bad to be and help more people. So as an architect, as a designer, as a human being, I think more than TEDx, more than talking in Dubai, more than being in Egypt, all these, I think is a different part of world. Helping people, adding values to their lives and changing lives. I think that is the core value of life. And we are looking forward, and I would like all the students who are participants here, or who are going to view this video on YouTube or any social media, to look at architecture as a platform to help more people, to connect people, to actually bridge the dots and fill the gaps. It is not it is not like a government job, or it is not like a normal normal profession where you have a mundane task to do. Here we are solving problems, day-to-day lives, solutions. We are looking at giving unique solutions every day. So I would encourage all these youngsters who are looking forward to take up architecture, or who already have taken up architecture, to keep doing and pursuing whatever interest you have, and use this platform what JAYA School of Architecture is providing you, and take this forward. I would like to always close this a presentation, because like how doctors have are being treated. I mean, doctors who are treating people. So as humans, our body should be diagnosed by proper professional doctors. Building should be, I think, properly treated by architects. So we always believe we are the doctors for buildings. And I would like to thank the dean, the director, and Kavita ma'am, Dr. Satish sir, and the entire team behind the JAYA School of Architectures for having us here. And it's always a pleasure to meet the team. It's always a pleasure to connect with young people. Only when we have a presentation or a webinar like this, we go back and look at what we have done. Otherwise, it is always our to-do list. It's always our meetings. It's always our phone calls. We don't see what we have done in the past. So we don't look at what we did 3 years back, 2 years back, 1 year back. So I would like to thank the team for giving this opportunity. I went through a lot of projects, what we have done, and I've got a lot of new ideas to do it use it in the future. So with this positive note, I would like to thank everyone here, and I would like to wrap up this for the team to take it forward.
Thank you, sir. That was a very insightful session. So we do have a question in the chat box. This is regarding, could you share a gist on the graphene and titanium dioxide experiments that you have done? So that is a very peculiar material, so you have to share your experience with it.
I think this is a question, I think, from a person who has already seen the TEDx video.
From a dean.
Yeah. So, dean. Okay. So graphene, today we have not included that particular because we have been showing that and we have been talking about that project a lot of times. Graphene is sort of a very unique material, which is a monolayer atomic structure. It is like graphite's powder. So what you take from pencil graphite, so that particular powder. So we use that particular graphene powder to create architectural facades. That was first in the world. We did this 6 years back, 6.5 years back. And that project won us the Best Responsive Project Award in Spain. And that project gave me introduction to TEDx Vienna. A small boy from a small town like Coimbatore to speak at Vienna. I think graphene was the hero, was the protagonist, because that particular project was very unique. Because before your foldable phones, foldable TVs, we were looking at integrating building materials with information technology. So imagine your iPads become your walls. Imagine your iPads become your floor. Imagine your iPads become your house. There is no separate building material with wires. We try to fusion both, and that was the particular project which we showcased to Vienna. And that is the first part of the question. Second part of the question is titanium dioxide. That project was designed 9 years back. So back then, 9 years back, titanium dioxide was very new. This was presented to a unique set of audience in Kolkata. Titanium dioxide has a unique capacity to absorb pollution. Now, Elon Musk is investing in making titanium dioxide coated tiles. So your roof house will absorb all the pollution. Back 9 years back, I didn't have an Elon Musk to invest in my idea. Otherwise, we could have made tiles. But all jokes apart, I think the titanium dioxide was coated on the facade. So the entire facade will absorb a lot of all the pollutants in Kolkata. Kolkata is a highly polluted city, so the entire facade will sort of absorb.
Thank you, sir. And thanks for sharing so much of vibrance and positivity as well, sir. We wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the positive vibe from your end also.
Thank you, sir. I now like to introduce Professor Anita Mascarenhas, our Dean, who has been the wind beneath this program. She, along with Dr. P. Satish Kumar and our dynamic mentors, Architect Solomon Vedamuthu, Architect Raja, and Architect Vijay Krishna, initiated the DECODE series. Architect Anita Mascarenhas is an alumni from NIT Trichy from class 94. She completed her master's in Anna University and currently pursuing her doctoral degree in SRM University. She has come into academics after getting distinguished achievements in the practical field. We request our Dean, Professor Anita, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Architect Kavita. First and foremost, I would like to thank Raagav for having accepted my invitation in such short notice. Truly, truly obliged. And as what I expected and what I trusted has happened, and I'm sure you have shared your positivity and hope and a lot of guidance for all the students who have joined here. I'm sure my students have greatly benefited from this program. I'd like to thank all my students who have joined here right now, in spite of all your pressures of time. And I hope this was of great benefit for you in learning. Feel free to connect with Centhur Raagav Architect to better your progress. I hope this platform was useful for all of you. I'd like to particularly thank Dr. P. Satish Kumar, because he was the driving force, which I always appreciate, because he makes us do better. He makes us reach better, and we need this kind of wonderful guidance and leadership and positivity. And we achieve so much more with people like him. I thank you, sir. I thank Solomon, sir, and Raja sir, and Vijay Krishna, and our architect Arvind, the director of AMS, who has been a tower of support for us in this program also. Thank you very much. Thank you to my team at JAYA for standing by. Be ready for the series of presentations that's to come from us. We want to bring more like this. So thank you for now. I hope we kept it short. We wanted to keep it in 40 minutes, and we keep time. Thank you very much. Thanks to one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all the participants, our beloved students, and our respectful fraternity who joined today for the session. Thank you.